At the beginning of this year, I was working in a big corporate within a division that I really like. It aligns with my major in college and one field that I genuinely interested in. Also, it was a management trainee program, which actually gives me an opportunity, a very clear path for me to climb my journey in corporate ladder. It was secure, stable, predictable. For me, who's a recent fresh graduate hoping to make her way in this big wide world, it was like a dream come true and truly feels like a huge amount of blessing. But in February 2022, my dad was having a stroke and his condition got really bad. His left side of body lose its function. It gets so difficult for him to eat solid food, and he basically can't do normal basic human activity, such as walking, bathing, etc., by himself. My mom, who's also entering her old golden age, can't deal with it alone, and all of my older siblings got their eyes on other priorities in their lives. So, as the last and youngest child of the family, I decided to resign from my full-time job and be there for my family, especially for my father. It wasn't an easy decision as I was just starting my life in this real world and making my way in this universe. But for me, to be able to help my parents and be there for them when they need me the most means the world too. Fast forward 8 months later, my dad's condition got even worse. He needs even more constant care as his system's starting to fail even worse than the first stroke did to his body. But not only his condition that got even worse, my mental health also dropped to the bottom of the ocean. Obviously, there's this burden and heavy feeling of having to take care of a very sick parent, but at the same time, I also feel like my life didn't really go anywhere. I was in my beginning of my 20s, and I feel like my life certainly didn't climb to the top of the mountain that was once I planned to climb on. When I gathered with my friends who's also in the same age, they were all talking about how challenging it is to make their way in the path of their career. How they tackle toxic colleagues and find supportive ones, how they feel inspired every morning wearing blazer and heels and get to work in such a fancy tall building in the center of the city. And hearing that, there's a part of me that feels jealous and the FOMO. There's a part of me that's questioning, hey, they're developing and growing. Why does it feel like I don't? You know what the other part of myself say? If you feel like you're in a position right now where you don't really feel like growing and developing, or maybe you just need someone to point out the absolute thing to you, you really need to hear this out. The part of me say, girl, are you crazy? You grow and you develop in so much way that you may or may not see happen to you each and every day. The direction and flow of how you grow might be different from other people. And you know what kills joy and peace the most? Comparing. You should not compare yourself to anybody in this whole wide world other than with yourself. Don't compare your journey to your friends, to your significant other, to your siblings, even to your twin if you have one. Because, need I remind you, you are different. You, with every cells in your body, with constellation in your bloodstreams, I don't know if that makes sense, your scars, your experience, your situation, your personality, your behavior, your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams. It's all different than whoever other person in this universe. Let they grow how they were meant to, and let yourself grow how you are meant to. You are exactly where you need to be right now, and if you ever forget, I'm going to remind you again. Believe in your own journey. believe in your own pace, believe in yourself. And even if where you are right now, life happens and it asks you to slow down, I want you to always be kind to yourself, to know that you are also growing and developing all along, every step of the way, inch by inch, every day. Sure, it might not be growing in a way that, for example, growing in a way that you get better in carving your career path, or you can excel more in professional skills, or your experience of working in a big corporate accumulates in your CV. But hey, you have learned how to take care mentally and physically of yourself and your parents. That's 3% at the same time. One of them is sick. It makes it even harder. Be so proud in yourself. You learned how to manage your emotions, not to get in the way, to make sure your parents' fighting spirit always lit. You learn how to be there for yourself, and you picked yourself up every time you break down and cry. You sacrificed the things that are important in your life for something bigger, and you tried so hard to be okay about it, even though deep down it tears you. You wanna scream. Girl, you even still do skincare every night, even if your mental health is not in a very healthy condition right now. It is such a big win that you need to celebrate. You have learned how to be strong and how to be kind while also being selfless in the process of taking care of the people that you love. If that's not growing and developing and slaying, I don't know what is. You know, the supportive voice inside of me was totally right. When life asks you to slow down, don't think of it as a curve that's going down. Don't think of it as a place and space that is empty without any progress of life. You are being so mean to yourself if you see it that way. The narratives you tell yourself are so extremely important. You need to be aware and realize that even in the place where it seems stagnant, and even if it seems like you're stuck, you're actually growing in so much direction, developing new set of skills you didn't even realize, and you have been flourishing all along. The progress may seem different than the rest of your friends, than the rest of anybody, but you are moving in a direction that moves you forward. I repeat, you are moving in a direction that moves you forward. Sometimes you leap amazingly, sometimes you run so fast you're in the first rank, sometimes you walk and you catch your breath. Sometimes you crawl with every burden in your shoulder. And sometimes you rest and scroll your TikTok mindlessly. But amidst the craziness of it all, you kept going. And please keep going. Because all along, with or without you see it each day, you are growing significantly. In the middle of the roller coaster journey of it all, please remember to celebrate your small progress and enjoy life.